Hey guys, welcome back to another Lore Olympus discussion. I am Dazzling Kate, and welcome to my channel for those who are new here. Anyways, let's get into this new topic for Lore Olympus, which is why does Minthe feel like the main character? Now, what I'm basically talking about is all the trials and situations that Minthe dealt with prior to being hired by Hades, and what she dealt with during the time she was working for Hades in Aftermath. So it feels like it's a full circle there. There's establishment there, there's character growth, there's character development, there's all these characteristics you noticed from Minthe. And then when you compare her to Persephone, there is a lot of, bad personality traits and good personality traits. Now, what I mean is Minthe is more of a relatable character than Persephone. Now, people can relate to Persephone on the levels of having a protective parent or someone who doesn't really allow you to go out that much, or someone who is overly protective in general, or having this forced, idea, identity, or something onto the shoulders of her and making her feel like she has to fulfill some kind of expectation and dealing with the trauma of what happened earlier with Apollo. So it's kind of interesting to see where the story is going. Now, season one, Persephone could have really worked out, but after season one, she kind of lost her touch. And season three is like, where the fuck did Persephone go? Like, now she's just acting like an overgrown child, or at least in this case, I guess she's an oversized, like, virgin who still hasn't gotten that booty and she's drooling for it. And I'm like, why would you even make that the situation we're in? I'm mostly speaking because I saw this one image on Reddit where the person was comparing Persephone from season one to Persephone to season three. It was more of a joke meme thing where Persephone's like, I need to be independent and find my own way, blah blah blah. And season three is just like, I'm horny. Like, where did you even go? Like, how is this so accurate? Like, this is scarily accurate to what's going on, because all Persephone seems to really feel is the need to just get with Hades. Like, she isn't really her own character and, well, her own person, and all she really needs is to, be with Hades. At least with Minthe, let's talk about that for a minute. Minthe, yes, she did depend on Hades, but even before she met Hades, she had some kind of establishment in her mind where basically, yes, I have to work on my own. I'm on my own. I don't really have anyone else. It's all on me. So I have to focus on doing my best, or at least tolerate it and deal with the bullshit. And meanwhile, Persephone is just like handed all this shit, and she didn't even earn it. She didn't even go through any trials other than seducing Hades. Like, she knew Hades liked her to some extent and tried to push her using a bit of, even if it wasn't like, seducing, manipulating in general, using what she could to get Hades to just let his guard down, to let her win so she can have her way with dealing with the situation. Now, is it necessarily a, like, bad thing that Hades is, wait, sorry, let me say, reword that. Is it necessarily bad that Minthe feels like a main character? I don't think it's bad. Minthe is more human compared to these, like, gods and goddesses. She has, like, she has goals, she has flaws, she has, fears and doubts. Like, this is as relatable as you can get. Persephone, however, we don't really see her grow from like the 10-year gap of time that she's been separated from Hades. She's just kind of like, whatever. Sorry, I had to yawn a little, but we don't really see her struggle. We don't really see her try and become a better person or a better leader in the case of, taking Demeter's place her at her home. So we don't really see her evolve from a like a nervous 19-year-old girl to a full grown woman with the independence that she has rightfully fought for. Like, we don't really see that at all. It's just like, oh, 10 years. She still acts like even more immature than before. So it's a little bit concerning when that is the element that we don't really get to dive into, of like that time gap there. We don't really see her grow. We don't really see her do much of anything. It's kind of like Rachel just hopes for the best in hopes that people actually like this shit. Which, let me be real, I don't really care for it. I don't really care for the bullshit that she makes us go through with these characters, because it's like insane. Like, why would you make me go through the motions of the boringness of Persephone's life? And then compared to someone like Minthe, who does struggle through a lot of different situations and has to deal with becoming a better person over time and learn from her mistakes, learn where the toxicity is coming from in her friend group, which is from Thaddeus. So she does eventually stop being friends with her, and she does push to do something better than what she's previously done in the past. That is how you tell a good story. You have someone who, came from a small place, struggled, she worked her way up, and she wants to help more people achieve that, wants to help people get their own jobs, that kind of thing. Teach them something meaningful to make her life worth, something. That's how you tell a good story and get good character growth. Yes, Menthe was a mega bitch in season one. Yes, she was kind of annoying in season one. But if you really looked at it and you connected all the story plots connected to her character, you can realize how much growth she's gone through, how much shit she's gone through. There's a lot of different things she's managed to get through, and how she did it by herself. Yes, she at one point did have a toxic relationship with Hades, and eventually later on she learned that, okay, it's not going anywhere. I don't think there's really that much establishment for her in Hades, but I guess being in the nymph area of the human realm, mortal realm, whatever, I guess she's moved on. There's not much deliverance on that, so maybe there's hope for more potential stories, but I'm not really holding my breath over it, considering how Persephone is the main character that we're supposed to follow. Even though with Persephone, it's just like it's the same plot as before. Just read it 10 chapters ahead, and I guarantee you won't really miss much. Wait for like 20 chapters to go by, and you still won't miss much. Anyways, does that necessarily mean like Menthe is a good main character? I would say if Menthe was given like let's say Menthe was the main character. I think she would do a lot better than Persephone right now. If Rachel stuck with the same storyline, switch things around, I think Menthe would be a great main character. Someone you want to root for, to hope for the best of the changes in character development, and it does really well at the end of it. She has more of a character growth than Persephone has had in over 3 seasons, and she's supposed to be the side character. She's not the main character, she's the side character. Minthe is the side character, and she gets more development than Persephone. Where's the explanation behind that? Oh, right, Rachel probably doesn't want to explain that because she had too much fun writing Minthe, but she doesn't want to write Persephone like in a good way to kind of continue the story without being cringe. And that's what she's been doing for the past, like 2/3 of the series. From season one, it was like in the upper area, and then it went down and down, and it just got really incredibly boring and cringy and annoying. And the only reason why I stayed was because of Mente. I shouldn't have to stay to read the series for a side character. Yes, she's an amazing side character, but I shouldn't have to go that route of settling down to be focusing on a side character. Anyways, other than that, I don't really think Persephone is really good main character material. She's clearly a Mary Sue, and she hasn't really had good character development since the early season one, and she hasn't really become a better character or take or at least try to be given different chances to explore her development or her hobbies or anything else. There's no explanation of anything like that in between the 10-year gap. It's just like we're supposed to just deal with it cuz that's what Persephone is. Like she's supposed to be this character we need to focus on even though why there's not much really there to give us a motive to stay. It's just like, oh, she's just really pretty and she and Hades look great together. Blah blah blah. And again, it doesn't make much sense. Anyways, guys, I think that's everything. I think I just disclosed as much as I could about this topic. I'm not too sure. But yeah, to me, Mente does feel like a main character more so than Persephone because of how she's gone through so many different trials, so much development, and she's a side character. Why is a side character getting more development than the main character? That's my question I ask every freaking time I read Lore Olympus. But yeah, will we be expecting more Mente? Not really. We're just stuck with Persephone now, guys. Persephone. If I could sacrifice Persephone to get Mente to be more involved in the story, I would. Like, let me be real here. Real here, I would definitely do that. But yeah, I think I covered everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. I know it was a bit of like a quick one, but I wanted to make sure I got to the point, told you guys what I thought because I do think Mente is a good main character material. Good material for a main character. It's just that I don't think Rachel was really intending that, and I really, if I ever wrote something like this, I would definitely make Mente the main character. But okay, guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Is Mente a good character for a main does Mente have good material for a main character? Let me know. Stay safe, stay cool, stay hydrated, and this is Dazzling Kate signing the hell out of here.